I think with her, the thing is, what is most despicable about her kind of portrayal of Islam, or lack thereof, actually, to be honest with you, is the fact that she's being so inconsistent with her worldview. Look, she's representing Islam through her attire, like you've mentioned, and she's meant to represent a Muslim voice on the show. Yet all she's doing is spouting left-wing propaganda, second-wave feminism. This is not a representation of what Muslims believe. And she's not self-consistent with Islam. She's trying to bring two opposing ideologies together, second-wave feminism and Islam. And it's just looking wrong. First of all, I want to show one thing, okay? They asked a question, which is that, do they believe that the world would be a better place if it's run by women, yeah? And look where she stands on there. She doesn't have a strong stance, but look where she stands as well. But then look at the contribution. I want to focus on the contribution of the white feminist, because I actually think it was a very good contribution from within her own paradigm.
How is that any different than saying, I believe that the world would be better if it were run by men? Like, if we're going to say that on this token, we get that on that token, that's not even balanced at all.
Now, if you compare that with the Muslims' contribution, okay, let's see what the Muslim has to say, and then comment on all of it.
That's why I chose this one too, because I don't think it should be one or the other. I definitely think that when it's only man-run, they're missing the rest of society. You can't really operate the world or any government or leadership if you're not embracing the second half of society.
So for me, looking at the white feminist, she, to be honest, is way more self-consistent with her ideology than the Muslim who's attempting to be a feminist, who really is who's sacrificing her religion, is contradictory in her stances, because this woman, at least, she's self-consistent. She realizes that actually, if feminism is an egalitarian discourse, especially if it's liberal feminism, then it should ensure that people have freedom of choice, and she also freedom and equal opportunities. And she starts to realize, okay, this is how it should play out if we are to be self-consistent. The Muslim, she has no care to try and represent consistency or be consistent in any way. So she's just saying, yeah, it would actually be better if it's run by women. But the problem is, of course, that Islam gives rights to men that it doesn't give to women. It gives responsibilities as well to men that it does not give to women. Not least, of course, the fact that the man is meant to be the manager of the household. الرجال قوامون على النساء بما فضل الله بعضهم على بعض. That men are maintainers and protectors of women, but because of what he gave one over the other. And the word ta'ah, which is obedience, you know, from men to women, women to men in the household, is not something which is just relegated to the hadith literature. It's actually in 434 itself, in the Quran itself. فَإِنْ أَطَعْنَكُمْ فَلَا تَبْغُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ سَبِيلًا. If they obey you, meaning this is the normative state. The point is, if you're saying that the world will be better run by women, what is your stance on men being leaders of every household? Because men being lead on an aggregate level, this would mean that what you want is an inverse of what's going on, which is completely anti-Islamic. What do you guys think?
I think an interesting parallel you can draw is with regards to approximately 124,000 prophets that have come, and all of them being male, and leaders of the religion.
Exactly.
Imams, leaders of every single congregational prayer that's valid within the paradigm of Islam being a male figure. What would be your answer with regards to that? So it does seem contradictory to an Islamic point of view. I think she could have worded it better. Wallahu alam if she actually meant this, but it doesn't seem like she's somebody that is committed, but I mean representative of Orthodox Islam.
Of course not. The thing is, to be quite honest with you, she's sold her soul to the left-wing ideologies, and for all intents and purposes, this could lead to major kufr, يخرج صاحبه من الملة, that takes someone out of the fold of Islam. And we have to just call a spade a spade. I'm not calling her kafir, although what she's representing is kufr akbar, a major kufr, and most of the positions or the implied entailments of her position. What we need to realize is that these positions are unacceptable Islamically. That's as simple as that. These positions are unacceptable Islamically. You need to realize that this is another way of life. It's another ideology. You can call it, if you like, another religion.
Yes.
Second wave feminism is like another religion that has different presuppositions, different assumptions, different hierarchies, different priorities. You cannot maintain an Islamic, committed Islamic point of view and this at the same time. You will be cognitively dissonant, which is a psychological disorder. Or you'll be a liar to yourself and to all those around you. Or you'll be a clandestine apostate. Someone who doesn't actually, a munafiq, someone who doesn't actually believe in Islam, but just pretends to be Muslim for social and cultural reasons. And may Allah protect us and our people from this, because at the end of the day, we're seeing more and more of these kinds of figures come up, and they're trying to normalize it, but there is no space for that in the Islamic environment at all.